Ready? Okay, you can bring in the jury. Yeah, stand up. Everyone can be seated. Let the record reflect that we're back in session in cause number 327-957, State of Texas versus Pamela Neal. The jury is present in the courtroom. Ms. Neal is present with her attorney, Mr. West. State is present with Assistant District Attorneys Blake Ham and Attorney Ray Shearer. Mr. Ham, you may proceed.
Thank you. Officer Garcia.
Yes, sir.
So were you the first officer on the scene?
No, sir, I wasn't.
Okay. Was Officer Hanley there before you?
Yes, sir.
And when you arrived, was Miss Neal in a vehicle?
No, she wasn't.
Okay. Where was she?
She was standing under a carport at an apartment complex
And again, why were you called?
to assist Officer Henley on a possible intoxicated driver.
Your Honor, may I take another shot at publishing exhibit number 2?
Yes, you can publish.
Thank you. Officer Garcia, you just walked up next to another officer, right?
Yes, sir.
Who is that?
Officer Hanley.
Okay. And had you seen the defendant in the video already?
Yes, sir. She was in a multicolored shirt.
Okay, thank you. And right here in this still video, are these right here, these the two vehicles involved in the accident?
Yes, sir. The one at the back is a Chevy Suburban, which is what Ms. Neal was in. And then the pickup truck
Okay,
in the front.
all right, thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna take one of the gas station, but we got this over. I don't think I just straighten my car out facing this way.
I'm gonna see if I can't make it any louder. It's pretty quiet. Don't know what you need in the channel.
Yeah. I'm gonna take one of the gas station, but we got this over. I don't see why I just straighten my car out facing this way. In the suburban?
Yes, young residents, because they were.
Right. That's the one they hit?
Yeah.
So things behind the wheel.
He was saying, I saw something else, and then
Any other input? Animal? Lemon? Okay. Something backhand, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let me straighten my vehicle up.
Officer Garcia, why'd you, tell Officer Hanley that you wanted to go straight to vehicle out?
That way, at this point, I believe I would perform the standardized field sobriety test, but again, I hadn't made contact with her yet. So, the reason for me trying to, position my vehicle, to face us was so I can have it on my dash cam if I was gonna have her perform the sobriety test.
Is the dash cam, the camera in front of your vehicle?
Yes, sir, it's in the vehicle and we cannot remove it unlike these body cameras, so it's fixated inside the vehicle.
Okay, so you were thinking about getting set up to do standard field sobriety?
Yes, sir, I will.
Okay, can you hear the volume from where you're?
Yes, sir, I can.
I mean, we can move to the gas station, the Coke is on. Yeah.
Why'd you say you could move to a gas station? What was the point of that?
Just because of the rain for, safety, purposes on everyone's, behalf.
Oh, were you just thinking about getting under a dry space?
Yes, sir, under a giant cardboard at a gas station.
All right, thank you.
Something that somebody's in, the room. Okay, fine. Okay, move it outside. You're bringing it back. Yeah.
Who is this man?
That
In the
was,
red shirt?
I believe, he claimed to be her friend, and he lived at the apartment complex, if I'm not mistaken. So
Okay.
he had no part in the actual, accident or, investigation. He just happened to be at the apartment complex of where it occurred. And he claimed to be her friend, I believe.
Okay, thank you.
Where was she asleep at?
I was in my house,
Mhm.
I woke her up,
So where you wake her up at?
in my house, she was asleep. And I gave her some water, so I didn't want to dehydrate her.
Don't stand over there. Is this your apartment? No, go, I need to talk to her if you can push that way. Miss Pamela? What happened?
Well, that's the house.
She who?
My friend came to the house. The rest of the birthday.
Today your birthday?
That's what it's been. Yeah, this is just like, and you're riding, and then this, start your arm. Like me, you ride your eyes, and I started at 2 o'clock. I was turning to the left lane, she turned to the right. So I hope this is because you're traveling, you should be traveling far enough to bring the effort. She's now my mom right there. So this is what. 2 weeks ago before that, I was on here, and police, I mean, After we put it on.
Like the police car was saying?
Look, I was like,
This was last week?
straight out, pretty much, I was just straight and holler to so get something. And
So, Officer Garcia, so right then you're talking with the defendant, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you talking about, upon reflection, were you talking about this incident?
That's what I was trying to ask her, what happened today.
Was she telling you about what happened that day?
I believe she was rambling on about, she was telling me about incidents that happened prior to this incident.
Okay, thank you.
But I didn't know how to go about getting it on some name.
Right.
I believe it,
Yeah.
my brother, stupid people.
Let me ask you, Ms. Pamela, have you ever been arrested for drunk driving? That's for driving on intoxicated. Well, when people hear intoxicated, they automatically think alcohol, and I can see why, but intoxication, it could be alcohol, it could be marijuana, it could be synthetic weed, it could be prescription pills, whether or not they're prescribed to you. So it can be pills to get somebody intoxicated. It can be paint cans that people get high on. So those, along with several other examples, could be considered being intoxicated. What's that?
We have documents, office.
No, I don't go to the doctor's office.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Well, no, I don't check people. Well, Ms. Pamela, I'm not done yet. So based on your speech and how you're kind of unsteady on your feet and how you're slurring your speech, it leads me to believe that you're intoxicated on some type of substance. I don't know what. You don't have to tell me. I'm not asking you. Okay. So
What did you just tell me?
I believe what I could make out was 30. She took 32 medication.
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
So that food.
Yeah, so, for your safety, I'm not gonna have you perform, the sobriety test, okay? But I am gonna have to take you to jail for, suspected drunk driving.
Okay, Officer Garcia, in this case, and we talked before about why there are certain times you might not perform these standard tests, right?
Yes, sir.
Why in this case did you decide not to ask Ms. Neal to perform these standard sobriety tests?
In this case, as I said before, the biggest reason in this case also is for her safety. I didn't want her to, for physically, to injure herself because of her level of intoxication. So that's why I did not have her perform the sobriety test.
And at this point in time, it appears as though you're placing her under arrest.
Yes, sir.
And what led you to believe, as of right this point in the video, that she was intoxicated?
Based on my interaction with her, her slurred speech, her rambling on about other things that had nothing to do with the incident that we were out on, her being involved in an accident. So all that led me to believe she was intoxicated on some type of substance. I didn't know what at the time.
Did you believe that it was alcohol?
No,
I mean,
did
at
not.
this point.
No, I did not.
Okay. What did you think it might be?
Possibly prescription medicine,
Okay, and why?
because also she told me, but I also believe I didn't smell no weed or marijuana on, no odor of marijuana, no odor of alcohol. So it led me to believe she was on some type of prescription medicine.
And would her characteristics at this point have met any of the criteria on your card you got from your
Yes, sir.
ride training?
Yes, sir.
And what would that be?
It's the clues that I saw: slurred speech, impaired balance, her drowsiness / relaxation mannerisms at the scene lead me to believe she was on some type of antidepressant.
Thank you.
Now, what I tell people is it's one thing to be charged with a crime, like you can be charged with murder right now. Not saying you are, but just as an example, but it's a totally different thing to be convicted of something. So right now, you're just suspected of committing a crime, okay?
Was that just for you?
Well, when my partner got here, we were passed out behind the wheel.
Huh?
in the parking lot. You don't remember that?
I was trying to, I remember, sir.
Yeah.
I remember
Somebody saw you breaking into this pickup truck.
somebody.
You don't know that? That you hit this,
I was actually,
that you hit this, this marine vehicle right here?
I was actually up out of that parking lot there.
Mhm. So, right now, I'm gonna have to take you, you have to put your hands on your back, okay?
Sir, I, not changing my list, this one, I want.
Well, like I told you. So whether or not you were prescribed something by a doctor, that doesn't have any effect on, like, let's say a doctor writes you prescription for Tylenol, whatever. Just because the doctor said it was okay for you to take Tylenol and he wrote you a prescription for it, doesn't give you the right to get behind a motor vehicle and drive, even though we wrote you a prescription. Right,
Sir,
because I'm pretty sure on the back of some of those bottles, prescription bottles, that say, do not operate heavy machinery.
sir,
And that vehicle weighs about 3,000 or 4,000, well, that's a pickup truck, so it's closer to 5,000 pounds.
that's the,
Right.
gave me the list.
Well, that has, that does not give people the right to get behind a motor vehicle, because when they do that, they not only risk their lives, they risk the lives of the public. So just because you were written a prescription doesn't okay you to drive, doesn't give you the okay to drive, okay? So you can't go to court and say, hey, I got a prescription for Tylenol or whatever you prescribe. It doesn't give you the right to get behind a motor vehicle. Yeah. That's right.
Hey, well, I used to have these,
Right.
look, rather than this.
So here, come on, put your hand on your back. Yeah. Well, first, you're gonna go to the hospital.
Yeah.
So they can make sure you're okay, because you were involved in an accident.
Where's my stuff?
It's right there. Do you live here?
Look, mine. You get my, you check out that stuff.
Here, you go with me. Right there.
How do you get 42,000 on the edge?
Okay. So you,
Is there any more?
hey, what do y'all wanna do with the vehicle?
Somebody here that's,
They're not all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know him, you give him permission to take the vehicle?
That's what I had in my, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up.
So that's your husband, well, it was a guy that was standing here.
That's right.
Okay. So he's okay to take it? Okay.
That's what I do. That's it.
Suspected drunk driver.
Okay, this is, the judge is, I just, what,
When, today?
the judge is, listen.
What is that?
That's it.
What is that?
So, Officer Garcia, why are you asking what's his name? Who are you talking about?
I believe that's the, person that was coming to get her vehicle.
Okay, so you're trying to make sure he's okay to take the vehicle.
Correct. That way, she gave us the okay to release it to this person, then he's gonna take custody of it afterward. So we're just making sure.
Thank you.
What's his name? So he's okay to take it? Okay.
You have to do something. I just did.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not ready to go.
Okay.
After the field, I do all.
What did she just tell you?
She told me I made out, albuterol, Seroquel. I think she repeated Seroquel twice.
Okay,
If I'm not mistaken.
thank you.
So I'm not asking, I didn't ask you what pills you take, okay? Okay. Right. Well, yeah, well, that's why I tell people, it's one thing to be charged with a crime, it's totally different to be convicted of a crime. So right now, you're innocent, it's just that I have enough probable cause to allow me to arrest you for this. So it just gives me enough information to arrest you, okay? She said for medicine. Do you need that medicine? You need the medicine? Okay. Where,
What did she just say?
26 medicines.
26 minutes, okay.
that?
What happened with eight?
No, your bill.
That was eight?
So they're not in the vehicle? They're not in the vehicle? Okay. All right, so you don't, so you don't need nothing in the vehicle? Well, your friend's gonna take it. No. Let me go get some paperwork, I'll be right back. I'm gonna be right back. All right, Ms. Pamela,
Yeah.
I gotta read this to you, okay, hold on.
So Officer Garcia, can you please explain to the jury what you went out to your car to get and why you have it?
That's DWI paperwork that, one of the forms is called the, statutory warning. That's when I read her what she's being under arrest for, even though I had already told her. And then at the very bottom, I asked for either a breath specimen or a blood specimen, or both. In this case, on the audio, you'll hear me ask for a specimen of her blood.
Okay, thank you. So you're required to read this to her?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is too long, statutory.
I'm sick of my lonely now. I'm getting telling you, I love this office.
Okay, so this is called the statutory warning, okay? This form that I'm gonna read, you're gonna get a copy of it, okay? Okay? You were under arrest for an offense arising out of acts alleged to have been committed while you were operating a motor vehicle in a public place or a watercraft while intoxicated, for an offense under section 106.041 alcoholic beverage code. You will be asked to give a specimen of your breath and or blood. The specimen will be analyzed to determine the alcohol concentration or the presence of a controlled substance, drug, dangerous drug, or other substance in your body. If you refuse to give the specimen, that refusal may be admissible in a subsequent prosecution. Your license, permit, or privilege to operate a motor vehicle will be suspended or denied for not less than 180 days, whether or not you are subsequently prosecuted for this offense. If you refuse to submit to the taking of the specimen, the officer may apply for a warrant authorizing a specimen to be taken from you. If you are 21 years of age or older and submit to the taking of a specimen, and an analysis of the specimen shows that you have an alcohol concentration of 0.08 or more, your license, permit, or privilege to operate a motor vehicle will be suspended or denied for not less than 90 days, whether or not you are subsequently prosecuted for this offense. If you are younger than 21 years of age and have any detectable amount of alcohol in your system, your license, permit, or privilege to operate a motor vehicle will be suspended or denied for not less than 60 days. However, if you submit to the taking of a specimen and an analysis of the specimen shows that you have an alcohol concentration of less than 0.08, you may be subject to criminal penalties less severe than those provided for under Chapter 49 Penal Code. If you're operating a motor vehicle and you refuse to give the specimen or provide a specimen that shows you have an alcohol concentration of 0.08 or more, you may be disqualified from driving a commercial motor vehicle for a period of not less than 1 year. You may request a hearing on the suspension or denial. This request must be received by the Texas Department of Public Safety at its headquarters in Austin, Texas, no later than 15 days after you receive or are presumed to have received notice of suspension or denial. Your request can be made by written demand, fax, or other form prescribed by the department. I certify that I have informed you both orally and in writing of the consequences of refusing to submit to the taking of a specimen or providing a specimen. I provided you with a complete and true copy of the statutory warning. Once again, Ms. Pamela, you will get a copy of this form that I'm reading to you, okay? So at this time, I am not requesting a specimen of your blood. It's your choice. Do you want to provide a specimen? No? Huh? No, we're gonna take you to the hospital. They'll take the blood out at the hospital. Do you want to provide a specimen, yes or no? No. Right. So somebody called in on you saying you were behind the wheel. So this is your Miranda warning, okay? 262 law, Miranda. Okay, so these are your Miranda warning, okay? You have the right to remain silent and not make any statement at all. And any statement you make may be used against you at your trial. Any statement you make may be used as evidence against you in court. You have the right to have a lawyer present to advise you prior to and during any questioning. If you're unable to employ a lawyer, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed to advise you prior to and during any questioning. You have the right to terminate the interview at any time. Do you understand each of these rights I have explained to you? You do? Okay. Having these rights in mind, do you waive these rights and agree to talk to me at this time? You want to talk to me? Okay. So these are not my questions. Some of these are gonna sound kind of weird, but it's from the state. Were you operating a vehicle? Were you driving a vehicle?
Not really, I was backing out for someone. I was backing out for so that's it, and you can see the car.
Okay.
Did you make out what you said there, Officer Garcia?
Made out that she was backing out a vehicle for someone.
Do you know where you are right now? Do you know where you are right now? Delaware Street?
Is she on Delaware Street?
No, sir, this happened at an apartment complex on campus, which is in the south end.
Okay. Is that far from Delaware Street?
Yes, sir, several miles.
Where are we going? Your uncle's house? So Uncle Joe's house?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, I'm writing on this, I'm sorry. When did you leave? When did you start? Yeah. I'm sorry, where did you come from?
Your house,
You were coming from Joe's house? I thought you were going to Joe's house.
I went, I got where I wanted to go.
So you came from Joe's house. Where did you come from? Where did you?
I was leaving to get to Avenue A.
Alright. When did you last eat? When did you last eat? Like, when did you, today?
Yes, she was out.
Chicken and sausage? You remember around what time did you eat? Right now it's like 1:30.
I was there
At 4?
yeah, 4, in the evening, 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah,
breakfast,
so that's the last time you ate. 4 in the morning. Have you had anything to drink? Like alcohol related? No. Have you taken any pills recently? Pills or drugs? Clonidine? Hold on.
What'd she say?
Clonidine,
And what was your question?
I'm sorry?
What was your question?
I asked her if she was on any pills, or medical, I believe, yeah, pills.
And she
Pills or drugs.
said quantity.
Yes, sir.
Aerofoil.
Rooftop,
Rusal? Clonopin, I got that one. Neal?
Yes.
Hold on. Okay, okay, that's fine. So clonidine, Seroquel, diazepam. Okay. So when did you take those? Like I said, it's like 1:30 in the morning. Okay. So in the morning you took it.
Yes, sir. What do you do?
What's that?
What are you?
What do you mean?
Do you know what she's asking you there, Officer Garcia?
No, I can't make it out.
Okay.
No, ma'am, I'm with the Beaumont Police Department. Do you have epilepsy?
Yes, sir.
Do you have diabetes?
Yes, sir.
You do?
Yes, sir.
What type are you?
I'm young, yeah.
So you don't take any insulin or anything like that?
Yes, sir.
When did you last sleep? When did you last take a little walk? You remember about how long you slept?
Yes, 7 hours.
How many? 7 hours? Are you seeing a doctor right now? Doctor what? So you're seeing him regularly?
Yeah.
Okay, when was the last time you saw him? When did you last see him? You last saw him August 19th? And what was his name, Dr. what?
When did she say she had last seen her doctor?
August 19th,
And what date was this?
I believe it was in July.
July of before.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any physical disabilities? Like if your leg cut off or anything like that? So you have a physical disability? What is it? Huh?
I need a lot. No, there's movies.
Okay.
I have some doubts. You get to the check. Oh, that's supposed to be the- I've seen it.
Okay. All right. So they want to take her to the hospital. Get her cleared. And, I'll say that.
Who's faster?
Baptist. Yeah. I don't know. Always in the Baptist. And I'll put it together to start filling out that blood warrant. No. Yeah, just, it'll probably be cleared before I get done over there. And, I mean, I don't know, she's pretty bad off. So I did take her to the jail. Yeah. Mhm. No.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, are you staying here?
Yeah. I go to the jail area. Yeah.
okay. All right. So, okay, and you know with this option, you're gonna go to the hospital, okay?
I go to the jail right there.
Okay, well, they're gonna check you out.
You throw it on the road, or-
Yeah.
All right, Officer Garcia, so, after this point in the video, where did you go?
So Officer Hanley is taking her to the hospital to get medically cleared, and I leave the scene from there, and I go to the Jefferson County Jail to complete the blood warrant.
Why are you seeking a blood warrant?
Whenever I asked for a blood specimen, and I told her that, it was her choice, but again, the paperwork says I can get a warrant, if they refuse, which is what I'm doing, now.
And so you applied for a warrant.
Yes, sir.
Was a warrant issued?
Yes,
Okay, and who issued the warrant?
I believe it was Judge, Woods.
Judge Woods. Okay. And so, did Officer Hanley meet you with the defendant at the Jefferson County Jail?
Yes, sir. She was medically cleared before I got the blood warrant, signed back from the judge. So he met me, he brought, Miss Neal to the Jefferson County Jail.
Why did she need to be medically cleared?
It's Beaumont Police Department policy that if somebody is in a vehicle accident and they need to go to jail, they're gonna get arrested. We have to, by policy, medically, have them medically cleared.
If Miss Neal had not been in an accident, would you have taken her to the hospital?
In this case, yes.
Why?
Once again, based on how intoxicated she was, I knew if I tried to bring her to the Jefferson County Jail, most likely she would have been refused, and I would have had to gone back all the way to the hospital from the jail. So I would have first transported her to the hospital to get medical cleared, whether there was an accident or not.
But she was clear, right?
Yes, sir.
And you did meet her at the hospital with Officer Hanley?
At the jail.
At the jail, I'm sorry, at the jail.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was blood drawn by the nurses at the jail?
The nurse that was working at the time, she tried both arms, trying to withdraw blood from Miss Neal, but according to the nurse, because Miss Neal was dehydrated, they were unable to get the blood from her person.
So there was no blood test,
No, sir.
because there was no blood to test.
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Officer Garcia. I'll pass it.
Mr. West, you may proceed.
Good afternoon, officer. If you don't understand one of my questions, let me know and I'll ask it again. I'll
Yeah.
Make sure you understand it.
Yes, sir.
You didn't do any field sobriety tests on her.
Correct. I did not.
Okay. But you did arrest her for DWI.
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's because you believe she was intoxicated.
Yes.
Okay. And then you got a warrant for her blood,
Correct.
but there was no blood drawn.
No, there was not.
You only know what medication she might have been on from y'all's conversation on video. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So you don't have, she said 26 medications. You don't know a full list of all her medications, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay. And you also don't know how long before she took them.
No.
Okay. Well, kind of. We'll come back to that in a little bit. All the stuff you just got from the conversation with her.
Yes, sir.
And just for the record, it's not illegal to be on medication, is it?
No.
Okay.
It is not.
I'm sure most of us in this room are probably on some kind of medications right now. Okay. I know I'm on about 6. Without knowing exactly what medication she was on, you can't say she's intoxicated just because she was on medication, correct?
No, I cannot.
Okay. All right. And also, are you a drug recognition expert?
No, I am not.
Okay. Because there's different levels. There's the standard field sobriety test that most officers have training in, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you have the A-RIDE training.
Correct.
And there's another level up called DRE, drug recognition expert, correct?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this. What's the definition of intoxication?
Having lost the normal use of their mental or physical faculties by introduction of a drug, dangerous drug,
Or alcohol? Or,
yeah.
Yeah.
Controlled
Or other
substance.
substance.
Yes, sir.
Like that, okay. What is normal? That's an unfair question for you because normal is different to everybody, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at.
Yes,
Your normal, my normal may be different on certain things, correct?
right.
Okay. Can you run a mile?
Can I? Yes, sir.
Okay, I can. Okay, so that's your normal. You probably run on a regular basis, correct?
I don't run, but I can run a mile.
Okay.
Yes.
What I'm getting at is everybody has a little different normal, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And even speaking, some of us speak clearer than other people, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So you stated that she had slurred speech, and we heard her. I mean, we heard her there. Do you know what she speaks like normally?
No, sir.
Okay, so you don't really know if that's abnormal.
Correct.
All right. And also you stated that one of the reasons you thought she was intoxicated is because she was had some bad balance. Correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We know a couple of things from the video and from this incident. Number one, she had been in some kind of accident recently, correct?
Correct.
Okay. She might have been disoriented from that fender bender accident, whatever you want to call it, correct?
Possible.
Possible. Okay.
Yes.
We don't know, but it's possible.
Correct.
Right? Okay. Also, she even said on the video, and I wrote this down, she has knee problems and trouble balancing. Didn't she say that?
I could make some of it out. She probably did.
Okay. That's something the jury can watch and listen to later if they wanted to.
Yeah.
So that could also explain her unsteady standing there.
It may have. It
Okay.
may have.
One other thing I want to get back to this, and I said I'd come back to it a moment ago. Through your interviews, it was determined that she last ate at 4 a.m., correct?
She ate? Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, you asked her that, and you wrote it down in your one of your the SFST forms, 4 a.m., okay? And she said she'd taken her medications this morning, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we don't know for sure, but we could make the assumption she took her medicines at around 4 a.m., give or take.
Maybe.
Maybe, we don't know, but it's possible, right?
It's possible.
And you were interacting with her at about 1 p.m.
Yes, sir. Approximately.
Give or take. I think you're on your report, your time you started is 1:03 p.m. or something like that, but around 1 p.m.
Yes.
Okay. So that is, and if I'm doing my math correct, about 9 hours later from her 4 a.m. breakfast.
Yeah, 9. I think.
Make sure I did my math right again. I had to count it again. Yeah,
Yes,
9
sir.
hours. That's what it is.
Mr. West?
Brief.
Mr. Ham?
Brief.
Okay.
Thank you. Officer Garcia.
Yes.
Do you have any reason to believe that the defendant is untrustworthy? And do you think that do you have any reason to think she wasn't telling you the truth?
I don't think so.
So she told you that she took her drugs that morning,
Yes, sir.
and she told you that she took clonidine, lorazepam, and Seroquel, among other things, correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. West?
Nothing further.
Okay. May this witness be excused, Mr. Ham?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. West?
No objection.
Okay. Officer Garcia, you are excused. You can step down, follow the bailiff, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Ham, call your next witness.
Your Honor, if we may take a brief recess to check on the status of Officer Handling, who's testifying in the trial.
Oh, okay. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. Oh, yes?
Oh, yes? Your Honor, state calls, well, if we still.
Well, we can go ahead on and take a break, because I think we've been going for about almost 45 minutes. We'll take a short 10-minute break. Okay. Everyone, please stand. Court will be in recess.